All right, I think we should be on the air. If you're just tuning in, we normally BS before the show proper. We have not started the show proper. I'm waiting for Breakman. What's up, y'all? We were just talking about Bill Nye and him attending the State of the Union address. I was mixed on whether or not you should attend those type of things. Like a good way of protesting was what the Black Caucus did. I don't know if you saw that, Eric, but they all wore sashes in African colors, which I thought was a very classy, very good way to protest the State of the Union address. Like a lot of people didn't plan on showing up to that State of the Union address, which I think is another form of protest, but I think it's also a cowardly form of protest. Like you show up and you do something like the Black Caucus did with their African sashes, which were fantastic, and stuff like that. I think that's the way to go for sure if you really want to make an impact on a protest for the State of the Union. State of the Union was, I guess, okay. The only thing is like you can always tell Trump is lying because he goes off script so much. He cannot look at a teleprompter. Although I will say, the State of the Union address, this State of the Union address, he stayed on point as much as Donald Trump could possibly do. But that ain't saying much.
A cumulative total of 20 minutes worth of?
No, I think it took more about 45 minutes, but there was a lot of pandering to the crowd. Like every State of the Union, and I don't know, I know why they do this. They do it for cheap applause, but they'll point out stories like make you feel good stories. Like there was a kid that pointed out that there were no American flags on troops' grave sites, and he took it upon himself to, which I think is great. Like that type of stuff. That is what America's about. But like we don't need to hear.
I don't care what he's gonna say if he's not gonna do anything about it.
Right. I don't like the State of the Union should be. This is the State of the Union. And, we already know that...
So he treated it more like a marketing campaign?
Yeah. Dude, every president does it. Even Obama did it. Clinton, Bush. They all do the same thing. They cherry-pick stories to get some cheap applause. But it just seemed like Trump had a few more of those. Like there was one about a cop. There was one about... and then there's always the buzzwords, right? Like Republicans like to use guns and flags and... troops and church and God and stuff like that for cheap applause, and that's it was textbook Republican is what it was. But Trump is just a moron. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it, but he's just a fucking moron. Let me get
I feel like the only way to get somebody sensible into the party is to play the game without somehow becoming a part of the game.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Let's see.
Like just tell them what they want to hear, and then totally pull a heel on them when you're in the office.
Yeah, hang on a second, man. Like I said, if you're just joining us, I have to get...
And when people call me on me, well, politicians lie, right? You just got played.
Yeah. Come on, man. Oh, boy. I don't know what the fuck this is, man. Eric, let me...
You have Frank fail already?
No, dude, this new Skype is so... If anybody's out there that can give me advice on the new updated Skype and how to fucking add people, I would greatly...
I keep telling you, there's a more options button.
Where?
And it says add people. It's at the lower... It's in the center of the screen where the call and hang up buttons are.
Call, hang up,
microphone mute and stuff like that.
Okay, hang on.
So like you can't see that?
No, dude. Like there's nothing. Fuck, man.
Maybe you're blind.
No, I'm not blind, dude. Like this is seriously like. Let me hang up with you. I see a way to do it differently.
Maybe Mac Skype is stupid or something.
It is. It's a little different. But let me hang up on you. I'll call you both here in just a second here. Damn it. Okay, hang up. There we go. Boom. Let's call these deals. These guys. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, Eric. Got you. Just waiting on break. It's dialing. Come on, break. Pick it up. There you go.
The new Skype, for fuck's sake.
Dude, I was just complaining about the new Skype, dude. It fucking sucks, man.
Yes.
I hate the interface.
Hell?
It's
well, you
awful.
guys are 10 years older than me. You're literally cavemen compared to me.
How dare you? You have no idea how old I am.
Excuse me. The political correct term is Neanderthal.
No, wait. You're Java, man.
We're not talking about Trump
Probably
here.
closer to that.
All right, hang on, guys. Break, can you tweet out? We haven't started the show. All right, cool. We haven't started it, so we're good. We're in good shape. We were just talking about the State of the Union address, which we'll talk about later, probably a little bit.
Is it just weird? Does he always look like a jackass? No matter what angle you take.
This is a good point.
I think I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm better than Abraham Lincoln.
Oh God, man. Anyways, to your point, Breakman.
He's not even a tenth of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln wasn't that exactly that great of a person either.
Right, Breakman. Yes.
None of our presidents really have been.
To answer your question, Break, the answer is yes. He has always had that, like, I guess the best way to put it is like a hoity-toity kind of laissez-faire, like I'm richer than everybody else kind of attitude.
Yeah, like I'm better than you.
Rich.
Yeah.
He gives me that I'm better than you like vibe.
You know,
maybe his companies and has money and he has investments, but he doesn't actually have a whole lot of money.
No, he doesn't, dude. You know who Donald Trump reminds me of? Have you guys seen the movie Caddyshack?
Of course.
Okay.
They should be punished if they haven't.
I agree. Ted Knight in that movie,
right.
What the captain, whatever his fucking name was, I can't remember. That to me is Donald Trump in a fucking nutshell, dude. The only difference between
Can I be Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll be Chevy Chase in that movie because he's fucking badass in that movie. But
then, if you're Chevy Chase, you have to appear in the sequel for a cameo.
That's true. But as long as I can say no, as long as I can say no. All right. Did you get all the tweets out there?
I'm doing that right now.
Right.
We were talking, and
I know.
I can't do typing and talking at the same time.
Yeah, you can. Come on, man. You're the man. You're better than Trump, man. Come on. Let's see here. All right. Don't you want somebody to love? Oh, man. What a fucked up week, man.
I wish it was the end of the month. I want to go on vacation so bad. Like, it's just...
Where are you going, man? On vacation?
Going to Tampa, Florida.
Oh, shit. Right on. I was going to say, come to Denver, dude. We'll just...
No, I need to go someplace where it's not cold. No, it's not you. I need to get to someplace with beaches and sunshine.
Well, that's true. No beaches here, but I can honestly tell you, dude, we've been like in the 60s, 65. It's been fucking perfect.
Yeah, but I need like 80s and 90s. Like I need heat.
Like,
I want to go swimming on the beaches. I want to.
Yeah.
Like I want sweating just walking outside.
Dude,
like,
I tweeted out, dude. Like next year we should all go to like Jamaica or something, dude. Like I'm gonna save up enough money. And next year, I'm fucking going on vacation, dude. Like, I haven't had a vacation in years, so next year...
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I can't remember the last time I've actually gone on a real vacation.
Yeah.
The last vacation I went to was Myrtle Beach, but I can't remember if that was like 2002,
Yeah.
2003. You know,
It's
it's been
fucking,
like 15
isn't
years.
Isn't it sad, Breakman, that like as Americans, like we never take vacations, or we hardly ever take vacations, and then we've got people. I know I go back to this.
I can't afford to go anywhere, so whenever I take a vacation, it's a vacation from work. I just
Staycation,
stay home and play games.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying like I always talk about other countries and how things are better and stuff, but like their like vacation plans are so much better. Like you get a month off, like automatically. Like in Italy, you get a month off to go do what you want.
Their economy's in deep shit because of stuff like that.
Well, not necessarily. Their economy is in deep shit because they got corrupt politicians just like here.
Well, yeah, I mean that's every country. Yeah. I mean, fuck, look at our country.
Oh, dude.
We can't poke holes, you know.
Our country's a fucking mess, man. Like I was talking to somebody the other day. I'm like, look, if I had the opportunity.
That's an oxymoron.
When you said that, you reminded me of all the stupid conservatives that say that Medicare is socialism, or that universal health care is a bad idea.
So what?
Because countries are in shitholes because they have them.
It's so fucking dumb to think that. Like that is so. Anybody who doesn't see that that's a much better system than what we got right now is just. I don't have any patience for people like that. And then they say, no, that's not for the United States.
I have to put up with it because I've got family that think that.
Well, it's so stupid. And then they're like unwilling to try it. You know, they're like, no, that's socialist. That's socialism. That, fuck that.
I don't want. Our country is so divided along party lines. It's sick. And
it's not just them being divided. They're divided because they're stupid.
Why can't we look?
A lot of it is if you look around, most people they only talk to people who agree with their values and shit like that.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
It seems like most people in this country kind of live in what people are calling the echo chamber. You know,
here's the problem:
you're living in a world where you hear what you want to hear. That's why the people watch only Fox News,
right?
Or only watch MSNBC. You know,
but there's an inherent problem with even that, Breakman, because if you break down. I've been on record saying
I mean, I watch TYT and I don't watch Fox, but I pay attention to other things.
No, I understand, but this is what I'm saying. Let me put it in perspective. Like you're right, Break. Like you either are one or the other, except if you're like me. Like you don't give
if you're like us.
Right. I don't give a fuck for either party, to be honest with you. I think party system is divisive by nature. When you have two parties that are supposed to be ideologically on both ends of the spectrum, then you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that there can never be peace. There can never be discussion.
Well, the idea of it was originally basically that two parties, that you'd oppose, but you'd come together in the middle.
Yeah, but it never happens.
We've seen that doesn't actually happen.
No, it doesn't. And you know what?
They're supposed to basically be like a whetstone in the lake that the whetstone's carved.
Here's the thing, though. Like if you look at two-party systems, they have never ever worked. And I think right now we're in the midst of it just fucking falling completely apart.
We need a parliament.
I believe so. Something like that. That's not un-American to say that I want, an actual, platform for people to be able to say what's on their mind and get different ideas. Like, it just doesn't happen Democratic and Republican. And I think the major problem is the fucking money in politics. You get the money out, then it all changes.
How do you get it out, though?
Changes. How do you?
I mean,
25th Amendment.
Back and it's
how about a 25th Amendment to say that politicians can't accept more than a certain amount of money and no corporate donations? How about that?
How do you propose that without people trying to sabotage it?
25th Amendment. That's how we do it, dude. Like there's already like 7 or 8 states. All we need is 30 states to get together and say that we want a convention to put in a 25th Amendment that doesn't allow corporate donations and a specific set amount that individuals can give you. And once that happens, then you'll start seeing a lot of these politicians getting out of politics because there'll be no money in it for them. You see what I'm saying? If you get rid of the lobbying, it changes. It gets better. Then the government starts working for people instead of like the tax cuts that we just got for the rich. You see what I'm saying? Like the mindset starts changing, and we don't have to wait for this incremental, centrist point of view. We don't have to wait for that. We just get the amendment and boom.
Should we go on now?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. I'm talking way too much. Sorry, guys. All right. We'll talk. There's
nobody in chat. What's going on?
I don't know, man. That's really weird. Like usually we have a few people.
Where's the love at, man?
I don't know. Are we? Can one of you guys verify that we're streaming? Maybe that's.
Actually, you know what? I just got. All I got's a circle. I'm getting here.
Okay. Try refreshing. Let me know real quick, Break. If not, I'll stop.
It's working.
Okay. It's
God, you're slow, Break.
How dare you? How dare you disparage another member of the team, man?
I'm hurt now. Like I was already slow. Now I'm hurt.
Is it working on your end, Break? Just second verification type thing.
It's still loading.
All right, I'll give it a second. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
What
cool.
in the hell is that in your hand?
What's that?
It's a mic.
It's my mic, man. I don't have like a fancy setup like most.
I know, but I've never seen you like hold it before. You always just kind of like leave it there.
Well, dude, like if I leave it like on the desk, then you guys can't hear me as well. So I like.
Most cats probably jump on it.
I don't have cats. I wish I did. I love cats, but and dogs. But yeah, this just works a little bit better. People can see me, and you guys can hear me a little bit better. So, all right, let's get this party started, guys. Fuck it. Throw up against the wall and fuck it. All right, here we go. How dare you? Me.
Sorry, I was trying to clear my throat a little.
Dude,
I'm still kind of coughing. Like I'm gonna have to take some sinus medicine or something because I can't get rid of this cough.
Drink some beer, dude. That'll help.
Oh, I'm already on that.
I drank beer, dude. Like I fucking drank a shitload of beer last night for the first time in a long time because I had one of those fucking weeks, and I never have those weeks. But last night I did it. All right, let's get started, guys. Here we go. And welcome everybody to RPGrinders episode. Check this out, guys. 475 of RPGrinders. We're barreling towards 500. I'm telling you. I'll talk about that later too. But anyways, I'm your host.
We'll just add it 600. I think.
I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just trying to figure out how long that is. What's that? Sometime next year?
I believe so. It's like
500.
No, I think we hit it this year because it's only 25 shows.
Oh shit! Yeah. I guess you'd be right because it's just February. Like I don't know why I was thinking it was later.
I think it's
cold shit outside.
I think towards the.
You're right. It should be somewhere in the summertime.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna have a special show then. Maybe a drinking show. That would be pretty sweet. But I'm gonna have to get with you guys to plan something pretty special because, like, to be honest with you, how many shows that do a weekly show hit 500 episodes, dude? Especially a show like this. Like, honestly, a neat show.
Yeah, I've been here for about 20, 30 shows now.
Yeah, just a few, man. Actually, you've been here for what? Like most of those, dude. Like I'd say the majority you've been here for, Break. Like. What, 300? Like somewhere around there?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, we're heading towards 500, and we hope you guys can join us as well. But we got lots to talk about, man. We were talking off the air a little bit about the State of the Union address. I'll address that plus some other.
So you endured that, huh?
I did. I endured
I found
it.
other things to do.
You know, when you're not working break, like the State of the Union.
It's a no-win situation. Like, it's just no matter what he says, you're gonna be disappointed type thing. So I'm like, I'll just do something else.
But actually, Eric and I were talking about it. What do you say, Break? If you were invited personally to go to the State of the Union, would you go?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I would too, because it's like kind of like a thing, right? It's like
because it's not about Trump. It's about the president.
Well, he made it about himself.
And well, I know, but it's not going to be. He isn't going to be the president forever.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's only got 3 more years.
Look at this, Freak 5. How dare you, Freak 5's in chat. He says for 500, can we get rid of Frank and get Pandalicious back? How dare you? How dare you, Freak 5?
Well, what about Mug? Can we get Mug too?
You know what? I'll try to get Mug.
He's got to be here for 500.
I tried. I hardly ever see Mug. Like literally. Like I'm always on the go doing something. He's working, so you know it's not like there's no bad feelings or anything. It just doesn't work out. Like,
no, I get you. Different time schedules. It happens.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into the news, Eric. Let's quickly get this shit done, man. First story.
First story is that Metal Max Xeno might be, or is coming to the West, but there's no real announcements other than the fact that Kadokawa does plan to bring it over to North America and Europe. But it'll be the only game other than Metal Saga that got localized in the West. I'm not entirely sure Metal Saga got localized in Europe either.
Wow. Well, but it's a cool little story.
I found some more info on it, and it does sound like it might be staying true to the series roots, but I think the only reason they're doing this now, localizing it, is because they're using the Xeno name because they want to market it towards the West, and the West is already familiar with Xenoblade.
Yeah. Well, it's
so like they're saying that sounds a lot like this other game I played.
Yeah, I think it's smart marketing for a change. Usually if we here in the West,
they also made the design decision to make the characters look, like they actually are in there. Because before they had such a low budget, they had to make characters look SD and stuff. So
Freak 5 says
they've actually been giving a budget so they can make the game look the way they probably wanted to always make it look. This
is kind of appropriate. Freak 5 says he's having a Hobbit soup. Basically broccoli cheese soup in a bread bowl. That sounds good, actually, man. I had a salad earlier, man, and I tweeted out, man. I was craving salad. Like I'm gonna get back on that diet, man.
Whoa! You didn't really take a picture of your food, did you?
I did not.
I just hope that if this game's successful, we can get Metal Max 4 on the 3DS. I think the window for 3DS games is still very much open until 2019's fall season.
Yeah. I just, speaking, no, I did not take a picture, Breakman, because all it would have been is Wendy's side salad with some blue cheese crumbles and, dressing, but that's about it. But, dude, it felt good to, eat a salad. I hadn't eaten salad in a long time, man. I've had a lot of shit go on, man. We'll get to that a little bit later too. All right, Breakman, next story, please.
Oh, sweet. It's my turn. Yeah. Coming to us live from RPG site. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 update 1.3.0 will add new Game Plus mode next month.
Yeah, that's exciting. What are the...
Sorry, I was trying to clear my throat. Nintendo announced plans for update 1.0. Yeah, I already said this shit. Just a couple weeks ago, we saw patch 1.2. Add a few new quests to the game, as well as adjust menu banter. Really? And make a certain group a soldiers a lot less talkative. But one curious omission was the new Game Plus mode that was teased back in December.
Yeah. This is a good patch.
So really, the sentence is... Well, I'm skipping ahead. Add a few new quests to a game, as well as adjust menu banter, and make a certain group a soldiers a less talkative.
Yeah, that was... I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but that was one criticism. Like, these motherfuckers don't shut up. In a nutshell, that's how we say it in the hood, man. So there you go.
I don't think that's what's said in the hood.
Well, you have to live in the hood to know what they say in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, next story.
Whatever. I didn't go to an inner city high school, and even back in the '90s, they wouldn't have said that. But whatever.
Shit, yeah, man. You dude, like I straight up West Side, man. Come on. All right, next story comes to us from Gamatsu. I was like one of like maybe 10.
I'm just giving you shit.
Relax. I know. One of 10 Hispanics in half white, half black school. If you can imagine that, that was an experience.
Yeah, you know what? It was my high school was really around that ratio, is like half white and half black. I'd say it was like probably 45, and then there's like 10% of like Asian and Middle Eastern and stuff like that, and I don't remember any Latinos actually.
Yeah. See, like I'm telling you, I was like one of 10 like when I first started. I mean, I think they added a few more like. As my time in that high school went on. But anyways, from Gamatsu, Mercenary Saga Chronicles launches February 8th in North America and Europe. You can pre-order for a 10% discount. It includes, for the first time on console platform, Will of the White Lions. Features Leon. Oh, god damn it, I just fucked up my screen here. The commander of the White Lions mercenaries. How appropriate. His name is Leon. He's hired to fight against bandits and monsters, but unexpected events draws him into war. Tell Mrs. Brakeman to shut up. No, I'm kidding. Mercenary Saga 2 and Mercenary Saga 3. So there's a bunch of content. Features for the Switch. This Switch release. Total of 82 campaign chapters. So different routes and endings. Numerous free battles allow you to power up characters. Multiple difficulty settings are available. Yippee. Maps with variable terrains that are decisive in battle. That's actually kind of cool. Buy and sell items, then synthesize them into more powerful gear. Change classes to acquire high class skills and use SP to master them. Or masturbate.
See, this would be a kind of game that I'd be interested in, but I completely quit paying attention after you made your little mark.
I know, I'm kidding, man. Enhanced gameplay experience on the Nintendo Switch, redesigned to perfectly fit a 16:9 resolution. That's nice change. Yeah, dude, looking at this video, this is a game you would play, wouldn't it be, Brakeman? Yeah. So maybe if you get a Switch, dude, this could be one of your first purchases. You might be pretty happy with it. He's like, it's not happening. All right, next story, Eric.
Well, next story, I'm just going to read this because it's out now, but Eternal Blade's on the Switch.
Okay, cool.
But I'll just read the next one after that. But
okay.
Necopara is coming to PS4 and Switch. And this is obviously the all ages version, not the Arrowgate version.
Yeah, but, I would assume so, man.
Anyways, it's let's see, it's currently available on PC across not 4. The 4th one isn't out yet, but I'm assuming once this one launches, it will launch alongside it. And this one will be a collection of all 4. But anyways, it's going to have a new theme song, additional CG, new episodes, and more.
Yeah, cool.
You gotta be careful of theme song, man. You piss a lot of people off when you change theme song.
Yeah. Freak5 says...
ridiculous. Well, from what I've been seeing on Twitter lately, apparently they're seeing the show Roswell, but apparently they're remaking it. And from what I've seen, most of the people are either angry that it's going to be new characters or they're going to change the theme song.
Yeah.
People hate change.
They do.
The theme song? That's what you're getting really upset about? Alright.
Freak5 says...
we should do a free-for-all on the conservative tendencies people have towards how they consume media.
That's a good topic. Keep that on the docket. Maybe today. Maybe we'll get to it today. Freak5 says a black lady he used to work with, she was about 20 years older than him. She said that when she was in high school, she would go to the mall with her white friends. While the employees were following her around, her white friends would be stealing. Dude, that is fucking justice if I've ever seen it. Like, I'm not a fan of stealing. I don't think anybody here is really. But like to me, that's poetic justice. Like if you're gonna be a fucking ass and I still to this day, I still have this happen to me where I walk into a store and I'm followed around like a fucking jackass. Like, it still fucking happens. Like, and people don't believe me until they actually fucking see it in action. Like, and it could be any fucking store. It could be Macy's. It could be Dillard's. It could be fucking any fucking store, a shoe store. And I'll have somebody, like Best Buy. It happens to me at Best Buy more than anywhere. Like, I can't walk 5 seconds without somebody saying, "Is there something I can help you with?" It's like, no, the guy that was just behind you that just asked me that same thing with an earshot asked me the same thing. I'm going to give you the same answer. No, I can shop by myself. Like, what are you guys, like, offering personal assistance now? Like I mean, it gets annoying and it sucks. And you just...
I just, I'm not defending Best Buy because it's different Best Buy. But places like Circuit City and HH Craig, places like that, like those people were getting paid on commission. So if nobody was around you, we had to go help you because we needed money.
Best Buy, I used to work at
I'm just saying people on like sales commission.
Yeah,
so
well, Best Buy
that can happen in those kind of stores, but Best Buy, that's completely different.
Yeah, Best Buy's not a commission store. Like, I can understand that. Like, if you work on commission, working on commission sucks, but and I know the reason why they did it because they don't want people stealing, so they want, like a always present. It was their kind of thing. I used to be a home theater installer there, so I was hardly ever in the store because it's not my bag to go around fucking bothering people and worrying about whether or not they're stealing. That's just not my.
Oh yeah,
my thing.
I forgot there is one fourth volume. It's volume 0.
Oh.
So there are 4 volumes on PC.
But it's so fucking annoying. And it happens at to be fair to Best Buy, like, it usually happens to most people that go in there, Breakman. But if you're a minority, just expect it like double because it just happens that way. And it fucking sucks, man. All right, let's move on to the next story, Breakman.
For the most part, I say 90% of the times I've ever gone into a store, I want to be left alone.
Yeah, I do too. I want to shop. That's it. All right, next story, Break.
Wait, I just posted that one, didn't I? Coming to us live from Gamatsu.
No.
Nico Para coming to PS4.
I already did that one.
Yeah, next story, Break.
Shit. Why isn't... Okay. Coming to us from Silicon Era.
Yeah.
Eldridge Flaw is a horror RPG where each character plays differently.
Yeah, this is exciting. Yeah.
Eldridge Flaw is a horror RPG where players battle to save the fabric of reality itself using an array of characters who will all play very differently from one another. That does sound interesting.
Yeah.
Eldridge Flaw looks to make its turn-based combat more involved than just spamming attacks, giving each of its playable characters a unique style that requires that they use each character differently. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Dude, keep reading because I think this is one that I'm gonna pick up for sure if it comes console.
As an example, the developer lists Albion, a character who can drain AP from opponents to sustain his magic abilities without backup.
Yeah.
Each character will have abilities like this with the end goal of having players constantly using a variety of attacks instead of just one or two. Those powers will be extremely important when facing enemies that can erode sanity in reality. Well, I mean, really, that's so many RPGs, but basically, you get it down to just like a couple of them you like, But I play so many multiplayer games where it makes a lot of sense to just have like a handful of spells that are your primary things.
Yeah, usually
you're in like a fast-paced situation.
Yeah.
But this is a turn-based RPG.
Yeah, turn-based.
I'm not trying to compare the two.
No. Dude, you're actually accurate with that, Break, and I was going to talk a little bit about that. But it's to me, it's interesting because first of all, how many actual horror RPGs are there? There's not very many. I mean, you can consider maybe Persona, and some of those Japanese.
Persona isn't really horror.
No, I know, but
Parasite Eve.
Right, Parasite Eve maybe, but like they're few and far between. Devil Summoner maybe, or my favorite was Nocturne. But to hear the words horror RPG just makes me happy. Like, first off, and then turn-based, dude, I hope this comes out for the consoles because I'm all over this game, like, big time. I love these type of games. I just love them. So I'm hoping that this comes out for console and that we'll all be talking about this soon. Because honestly, turn-based horror RPG, I'm in. Unless it like gets super shitty reviews, which is doubtful. But all right, anything else on this break? Nothing. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I muted myself. I was coughing. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Trying to clear my throat a little.
It's all good.
Hey, this Dungeon Buster just showed up in chat and he said Cthulhu in 2020.
Yes, that looks fucking really good, man. I can't wait. And also, I'm interested in. There was another one. It's not a traditional turn-based, but it's like an action RPG. It's called. God damn it. There's a first-person shooter one, and then there's another one called. I think it's called Agony. But there's another one that's a first-person shooter that looks interesting too. But yeah, man, 2018 is set up very, very well. Let's see. Next story comes to us from Silken. This is kind of neat. Xenogears original soundtrack revival disc releases on April 4th in Japan. There was a concert in April, but those of you who can't make it will still be able to pick up the original soundtrack revival disc releasing April 4th in Japan. I don't see anything about a North American release, but I'm sure you can import and all that fun stuff. But that's, dude, Xenogears has some pretty good music, so that'd be something to get if I can find it. Let's see. Dungeon Buster says vote early. I have no idea what that means. Vote early for the great old ones, Cthulhu 2020. Agony looks good, he says. I think it does too, man. Like, I have high hopes for that. And Dungeon Buster, to follow up on the Sea of Thieves talk last week, I agree with you, dude. It looks kind of boring unless you have a bunch of people to play with. It's not going to be my thing, but like with that Game Pass, like to play it for free just to check it out, it it'd be kind of cool. Speaking of Dungeon Buster, this is something that he might be interested in. Eric, next story.
Next story is another delay.
Yeah.
This time it's Yakuza 6, the Song of Life, being delayed to April 17th. I
don't know, but that's I don't think that's a bad thing, because I don't. Were any of the other? Remind me.
Somebody tells me it's a shipping problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's a major thing. You get the idea that some are pretty major. But when I get a PlayStation, when I get my tax return back, Dungeon. And Freak, if you're listening, the first thing I'm going to do is buy a PlayStation, and I think I'm going to pick up the Yakuza games. I'm definitely going to pick up Friday the 13th so I can get my ass kicked by Freak 5 in Friday the 13th. But I want Persona, I want Bloodborne. There's so many games on the PlayStation that I really want. Also, real quick side note on the PlayStation, they're releasing a patch. I don't know if they released the patch already, but it's going to do a lot more for the PS4 Pro.
I couldn't hear that over the coughing.
The PS4 Pro is going to get a pretty good hefty patch with the Sony patch that's coming out real soon. So look forward to that. I can't wait to get that refund, because Breakman, I know you're my friend on Xbox, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton of people on Xbox that I know. Everybody's got like a PlayStation. It's like weird. It's just kind of weird. But let's see. Dr. Ask Frank, how the fuck are you still? How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you? Exiled, son of a bitch. All right, next story comes to us from RPG site. Diablo creator.
I wasn't finished yet.
Okay, go ahead, finish.
I wanted to mention that there's a demo for Yakuza 6 coming out at the end of the month.
All right, anything else?
But no, that's it.
Okay. Next story comes to us from RPG site. Diablo creator David Brevik has a new game called It Lurks Below. Love the name of the title. Art style, okay. I'm down if it's good. Game designer David Brevik has quite the storied history. Not only is he the visionary behind Diablo 1 and 2, Diablo 2 is such a good fucking game, man. But he also helped create Marvel Heroes as the head of Gazillion Entertainment. That leads us to his next project, and that's an independent title named It Lurks Below. Best way to explain it is a mix between Diablo and Terraria. Okay, I'm out. Terraria was not a fun experience for me at all. I think that's a title that is best left to people that have, like, I have a lot of patience with RPGs because usually there's spectacular visuals and summons and things like that, but Terraria, like, literally almost put me to sleep. Like, I did not like Terraria. But anyways, game will feature various action RPG mechanics with a ton of loot. I think we can expect that from the creator of Diablo. Says here, this is interesting. It says David Brevik did all the work on his own. Wow, that's that's an accomplishment. Anybody who can design and program a game all by themselves, that's a lot of talent.
That's more or less what happened to Iconoclast.
Yeah, so that's cool. There's going to be a Twitch live stream actually today, right now. So don't. Well, actually, it's at 9 Eastern. So after the show, head over there if you're interested and check out this game called It Lurks Below. All right, break. Next story, please.
Fucking new Skype. God damn it.
New Skype sucks, man.
Well, it's telling me like I'm muted and then I'm not muted and I don't fucking know.
I know.
Anyways, coming to us live from Silicon Era, Kenichiro Yoshida named Sony's president and CEO. He has a right to become chairman.
This is interesting. I don't think you need to read the whole thing. I think that pretty much sums it up. But, like, what is...
Yeah, I mean, there's quotes from both of them.
Yeah, and I did read the quotes. Kaz Hirai as chairman, like, how does that... Like, were they not keen on keeping Kaz Hirai for the PlayStation 5? Like, I don't understand quite why they needed to change. I mean, what was Kaz Hirai tired of being... the CEO and wanted to
how old is Kaz Hirai?
He's not terribly old. I think he's what, 60, maybe 62. Like
maybe he's a little burnt out on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If he, I would not be surprised if he said that, you know, later on in interviews that you know, it was just time. But still, like Kaz Hirai, like there's a difference between Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. And if you guys remember when Kaz Hirai took over Sony, the gaming division, he brought a lot of nuance to the PlayStation. He really did, and that's something that you didn't get with the Xbox. Xbox is more,
and maybe now he wants to play more PlayStation.
Yeah, that could be.
Maybe he started working and he wants to fucking enjoy some shit.
That, you know what? I would not blame him in the least. That's perfectly understandable. Like if he, you know, just wanted to coast as chairman, which I don't think you can coast as chairman. I think you got a lot of work to do there too. But I think
but you get a lot of, like, I think there's a lot of downtime with the chairman.
Oh yeah, no question about that. Like that makes a lot of sense. I mean, these executives at Sony, I can't say the same for Microsoft because a lot of their executives were business people. And I'm not saying the Sony execs aren't business people because they obviously are, but they're more like in the crowd when it comes to gaming. You know what I mean? And I think it's reflected in their platforms. It takes nothing away from the Xbox or even the Switch because Nintendo knows what they're doing, Microsoft knows what they're doing, and definitely Sony knows what they're doing. But the point I was trying to make...
Sony doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to backwards compatibility.
No, but they don't need to. They don't really need to, dude. Like, they're dominating right now. Like the PS4 is trashing the Xbox. Like it's not even close. It's not.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's more due to nuance than anything. Because if you look at horsepower, The Xbox One X is fucking powerful, and it has it all over the PS4. The thing I always go back to though is games, and to tie it back to Kaz Hirai, he knew when he got in, systems had to be about games first and foremost, and the rest of the shit like media and TV and all that type of shit takes a backseat to games. Like games were always at the forefront with Kaz Hirai, and I actually think he was a great executive for gaming, like a great ambassador too. Like we all think of like Miyamoto as being a really good ambassador of video games. But Kaz Hirai, like, basically was the face of gaming for a long time. So it's kind of the end of an era, to be honest with you. But I'm glad that he's sticking around, and I hope that he does, have a lot of time on his hands.
It's gonna be an end of an era because he's still there. He's the chairman.
What I'm saying is
he's probably got more decision power now than he's ever had before.
Right, but what I'm saying is I hope he has more time to enjoy his millions, is what I'm saying. That because he's definitely.
Well, when you're up that high, like you probably do board meetings, and then I'd imagine
golf.
Most of the other thing is you like being presented like, hey, here, look, we got him again. Look, here's Kaz Hirai.
Yep, that and play golf, and maybe like you said, play video games. So. Maybe he could play golf with Trump. I mean, Trump plays a ton of golf, so there you go. All right, next story, Break.
The more he plays, the happier I am.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's a good point, Break. All right, Break, let's go with you. Next story.
Okay, coming to us live from Silicon Era. Song of Memories is getting a worldwide release in 2018.
Yeah, I don't think we need to know more than that.
It's basically coming in consoles. It's already on Steam, but for whatever reason, English language support isn't available yet.
Oh,
so I'm guessing it's going to be made available once the console versions come out.
I got you freaked this link.
Okay, yeah.
I posted it.
Did you see the trailer, Break? The trailer.
I just saw the images. And
dude, the trailer's a little suggestive, dude.
It's a fan service game.
Yeah,
but it's not an Aerogay, apparently.
No, it's definitely not an Aerogay game, but it is. It's a little suggestive, man. I'm actually interested in this game though because it does have some. It is
a very original novel.
It does have some cool like rhythm mechanics from what I can gather from the story.
Here's the story. In Song of Memories, players follow a young man who has an opportunity to find love with one of 6 young women.
Yeah.
However, it does not work like that in real life. However, a virus is spreading across the world and could devastate it. In addition to the visual novel and romance elements, there are rhythm game segments implemented as its battle system.
Doesn't work in real life for you, right?
So it's not a Yuri. I thought it was for a minute.
But I don't know. Looks kind of cool. I'm not, like I want to play more visual novels, but I think I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation for that. I think there's some more on there because I don't PC game at all. Not interested, but there's some on the PS4. So.
Well, the Switch is slowly becoming a visual novel.
Yeah, platform. But I don't plan on them producing a lot of adult-oriented.
Well, you need a PC for that.
No. I'm not talking about Aerogay. I'm talking about more mature theme. Like this one is not Aerogay. It's not going to get slapped with.
Well, you're still going to need PC then because most visual novels are geared towards a specific demographic.
I can import like the rest of them, Eric. So I can get stuff from Japan that'll never see the light of day in the U.S. But we'll see how that goes. All right, next story, Eric.
I could suggest to you get Color X Malice because the people in that game are adults.
Yeah. See, I don't have a problem with that. All right, Eric.
But you're gonna need a Vita for that.
All right. I have access to a Vita, but I still need to buy one. I'll buy one eventually.
All right. You can try finding a Vita TV for cheap.
No, I'm not interested in that. All right, next story, Eric.
Next story is a horror game.
Yes.
Called My Big Sister, and it explores sibling love and an eroded mind, following Lucia as she tries to bring her sister home throughout this horror venture. However, something seems quite off about the older girl, which players will come to know all too well.
Yeah, I'm interested in this game, Eric. Continue on. Let's hear more about this.
Like,
So
how
it aims
they need
to
something
offer.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
Says it aims to offer a psychological horror experience, delving into questions surrounding Louise's sanity as players dig into her dreams and her attempts to help her older sister Sombria. As players move through the story, finding items across an ever-shifting landscape and using to solve discomforting puzzles.
Yeah.
Uncover a bloody tale and sibling love that persists beyond it.
Yeah.
A sibling love. I wonder if that's like subtext for incest.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just like an actual love for your sibling, like not incest. But this is interesting.
This game kind of reminds me of Yumi Nikki, but with like maybe even more of a horror element to it.
Yeah, I'm down for this game, man. I saw the trailer, and yeah, I'm all in. My big sister looks like it's gonna be a good one. So look for that. Breakman, next story, please. What are you?
You could play
at?
the demo on itch.io, but I don't know if you could play it, Frank. It's a PC game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
Coming to us live from Silicon Valley. Detention.
Sorry.
That's right.
Detention developer Red Candle Games announces Devotion, a new Taiwanese horror game.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were old Taiwanese horror games. Red Candle Games, the Taiwanese studio that made Detention, a horror game set in 1960s Taiwan under martial law. That sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
The horror game will once again be set in Taiwan, but in a household in the early days rather than a derelict school.
I remember seeing video on Detention, and that also looked interesting to me. I never got a chance to play it, but it might be
that
something.
Game's coming to Switch. By the way.
Cool.
Just
I might.
Living in the 60s in general just sounds like a horror movie to me.
Like
this game centers around a seemingly ordinary family living in an old apartment complex. The game will be published in USA and Europe by Winking Entertainment. I like the name.
You know,
Winking Entertainment.
Break, you brought up something that I want to quickly talk about since we're talking about eras. You know what I hate? Like when people talk about like bygone eras as if they were like so super uber romantic and like, for instance, like people that say, man, I really wish I could live in like medieval times, or I wish I could live in, back when there was cowboys and stuff like that, to which I say, fuck that.
Yeah, like
no,
Doc Brown and
just like them in video games.
Yeah.
Well, like Doc Brown in Back to the Future, like he was so infatuated with the Old West. Well, look what he did when he got back there. He made a machine to make him tea.
Yeah.
Then he found a way to make his time travel and shit like that. Like even he wasn't as big into the Old West as he said.
Well, right, and not to mention the fact that the Old West was one of the most violent times in American history, if not the most violent time in American history. Like,
it's not just that. Like the things in the movie, like there was that was water. Like they showed him drinking like the well water and stuff. I'm like, I've showered in well water. I think I'd die if I had to drink.
You have to like heat up your water via kettle and put it in a big tub. Like fuck that, man. Like
it'd be like living on Naked and Afraid and shit, except you wouldn't be naked.
It's almost as if he just liked the Wild West because it was so far removed from his own time.
I love that.
He didn't like his own time.
Breakman, you broke it down so eloquently there, man. Like it's like being a Naked and Afraid, except not naked. Like, what is the appeal to that, man? Like none. Like no appeal whatsoever. No, thank you. So I can go around like worrying if somebody's can shoot me like for looking at them wrong. No, fuck that, man. I'm good, man. Like,
I mean, it'd be waking up every day like, all right, what are we gonna eat today?
Let's go hunt rabbit. Let's go hunt.
Will be open for another couple hundred years.
Let's go hunt rabbit today. Fuck that, man. Like, I'm good, man. All right, let's move on to the next story. It comes to us from Zilconera. Nintendo. This is exciting. I'm actually excited for this. And
I'm kind of excited because it's Illumination.
Yes.
Guess what Illumination did?
Well,
I know. I was really excited when I heard this news.
I'm excited. Nintendo teams with Illumination for animated Mario film, co-produced by the man himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. How could you not be excited?
Well, with him involved, it might be good.
Yes, and plus,
see, the thing is, like, I know people are thinking, like, well, there's some of the movies that disappointed. Like, I was really like excited for Secret Life of Pets, and there were a lot of good moments in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I should say a lot of good moments. There were basically like the beginning and the end, where you're seeing the secret lives of pets instead of most of the story was just him going on some adventure and shit like that. But the what they showed in the advertisement, like there were a few good minutes of it. Yeah. But I think, like you were saying, like Eric was saying, with Miyamoto being involved in it.
Yep.
I think we're gonna get something really good.
Dude, I think I actually
if it's anything like the Mario comic book that they did a couple of years ago.
I'm gonna call this right now, guys. I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say this is gonna be the most highest rated video game adaptation of all time. I'm calling it right now. Call me.
It's just that I hear like Minions to Despicable Me. I was like,
I like Despicable Me, man.
Despicable Me, and I probably will enjoy Despicable Me 2.
Yeah, it's
I'll probably
good.
hate 3 because it's
no,
it's a third movie.
No, they're good,
and
dude.
It's coming after Minions, and Minions was like. Fuck Minions.
Minions is okay. It but Despicable Me 1 through 3 are pretty damn good movies, man. Like I don't have a problem.
Is 3 on Netflix?
I'm not sure. You'd have to look that up.
I know 2 isn't, but 3 might be.
It may be.
The original Super Mario Brothers movie is a fun movie if you're really drunk.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those really like you have to be really wasted movies.
Yeah.
You're not an alcoholic, so you wouldn't understand. But
dude, I've had my days.
There's no way that this could be worse than that movie.
No way. I'm actually calling it right now. I think it's going to be the most highly rated, which isn't saying much. Like what's the most highly rated Silent Hill? Isn't that the most highly rated maybe Tomb Raider? Even though that movie sucked, like which movie?
I never saw the Tomb Raider movie.
I really hope that the new Tomb Raider is a good movie.
Yeah, the new Tomb Raider is getting a lot of like good positive buzz.
Yeah,
it's
well, it's got
not gonna be out until like what, summertime?
It's got Alicia Vikander.
No, it's coming out on March.
It's coming out next month.
Yep.
Shit, never mind.
It's got Alicia Vikander in it, and I really loved her performance in Ex Machina. Ex Machina is one of my top probably 10 movies of all time. I just think it's a brilliant movie, but she was fucking good in that. So I got high hopes for that movie. I'll watch it. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I know it sounds stupid, like a animated Mario film that I'm excited for, but yeah, with the inclusion of Miyamoto, like I think it's a can't miss. Like the guys over at Illumination know what they're doing with kids movies, and Nintendo's all about kids. So to me it's a win-win. I hope it's good, and if it gets good reviews for the most part, I'm gonna go watch it. Like it's a no-brainer. Like how could us as gamers not go see this movie? Like seriously. Unless it was like 10 on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
The only good thing about the Double Dragon movie is that it didn't destroy the villain's career.
Yeah.
And the villain actually had a rather attainable, small, and achievable goal. And by all accounts, the world's so messed up back then that if the city was completely under his control, it would have probably been better off.
You know what? I think that this is going to be the best animated video game movie since like the Dragon Ball movie. The what do you call it? The live action.
No, not Dragon Ball. That's manga. You know.
No.
Yeah.
Something different. Like that's not video games. Like
they made a video game based off the movie though, and that was also awful.
Ooh, that's
right. But
Street Fighter
could have been good.
Street Fighter. Dungeon Buster brought up. It's a shame that
Street Fighter anime, like that was really good one back in the time.
Just don't watch Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Dungeon Buster says Raul Julia chewed up the scenes. He was the only good thing about that movie, and it's sad.
I liked Zangief too. Like I was saying in chat, like that's one of those campy movies. Like if you're drunk and shit, there are actually really funny scenes in that movie.
You know what I was
terrible.
I was watching? Voodoo has this awesome service that you could just watch movies for free with some ads in it. But they have all these like Elvira movies on there, and dude, like I was checking that out, dude, and like that chick still got it, man. Fucking Elvira still has the charm and wit to carry those movies. She was.
I mean, look at her movie, for instance. Like, that was fucking campy as fuck.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a good movie, but it was still like, I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah,
you know?
I enjoyed it too, man. Like, I'm a big Elvira. That's one of my things, man. I hope Elvira comes to like the Denver Comic Con or something, because like to meet Elvira would just be fucking cool as fuck, man. Like really cool. All right, let's move on to the last story, Eric.
Last story is about a game called Stay, and it's about a young man named Quinn who's trapped in a dark room with a computer, and their connection with the player may only be the only thing that keeps them sane. And basically, players can send instructions and suggestions through text program, and you can suggest different plans of action to escape, and he may choose to listen to you or not listen to you based on how well of a rapport you develop with him.
What was that game that you were? It had different graphics in this, but it was long. It was it wasn't. I want to say Stockholm Syndrome for something. It wasn't. It was a game where you were taking orders from a computer, basically, like a narrator, and you had to decide whether or not you would accept those orders and do them or go off the beaten path. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's sort of, to me, it sounds like it's the same premise, but it looks good, man. I'd be interested in.
Also, it says like Stay plays out in real time though, so even if you're not playing the game, he's still gonna be reacting to you when you get back. He'll be like, why you've not been here in a while?
Yeah. I think
maybe if you've forgotten too long, you'll find out he's died.
Yeah.
It's like having a pet, basically.
Freak 5 says he had many.
Hey, where have you been? Feed me.
Freak 5 says he had many fantasies about Chun-Li when he was a teen. Damn, that animated movie wasn't the greatest, but that was the reason to watch that animated movie. I don't know if you saw that one, but Chun-Li in the shower, yeah, I remember that. I remember that very vividly. Let's see, and he says Elvira was at the Des Moines Comic Con a couple of years ago. I'm hoping she comes to the Denver Comic Con this year. I'm gonna try to get. I always say this every fucking year, but I really
get her on the show. That'd be amazing.
Oh god, dude, a really quick interview for Grinders.
That's your goal now.
Yeah, I bet you I could. If I get a press pass
right now, like you have to stop doing this and go work on that.
I have to get press passes first, dude. If I get press passes, easy peasy, man. Any interview. Just schedule it and I'll have it for Grinders. But wouldn't that be like a special treat, man? That'd be really cool. All right, we're done with
awesome.
We're done with the.
There's no other word to describe it. That's awesome.
Exactly. We are done.
I know. Maybe I'm just too young compared to you guys. I have no interest in Elvira at all.
Oh, dude, you have no.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I love you, but you gotta go.
Yeah, dude.
We can no longer do this show.
You can't sully the name of Elvira.
I'm sorry to be the one to break
the show will be dead without me.
Dude, you should.
Good luck doing it without me.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're, dude.
You go right to it. Like you're like, no, I'm not fucking taking your shit, dick.
I tell you what, Eric, go back and look at a few of those movies. Elvira to me was like Rift.
As far as I'm concerned, the only thing that made Elvira famous was her tits.
No, dude, you get Elvira all wrong, dude. Like, go back and watch a couple of those movies. She's super witty. She wrote most of that stuff, like when she was on those shows, and she has a very keen sense of humor, dude. Like, and tits aside, I mean that helps out quite a bit. Like, but she's.
It just really reminds me of those moments when people say, like, this person's so talented, but look at her tits.
Yeah, but dude, that was part of that. Dude, you totally missed the point of Elvira, dude. Like, she's so over the top, like sexualized.
Like I said, I really have no connection to it at all.
You really should watch, dude. It's not. You don't have to get Elvira, dude. Just watch an Elvira.
This is the point of the show where I feel completely alienated because
why
more than half the people that comprise the podcast,
dude, it's like
talking about something
she's the Queen of Darkness, man.
Exactly, like Mistress of the Dark, man. Come on.
Oh,
man.
fuck, Mistress of the Dark.
How dare you, Dungeon Buster? How dare you, Dungeon Buster, soil the name of Elvira? She's just a pair of breasts. How dare you? It's way more than that. Just ask her. But anyways,
that is not what he said. He was correcting you, you bastard. I'm here, DB. I got your back.
Yeah, she was more. I know. I'm just messing with
I'm not saying she was. I'm just saying that's the sense I get from people that laud her.
Look, if you don't get it, Eric, I can't explain it to you, dude. All I can say is just watch a couple, and if you don't laugh at least a few times, then you have no soul. That's what I'm gonna say, dude. Like, she is fucking awesome.
Well, we don't have souls anyway, so.
Dude, you know what I'm saying, Eric. Quit being facetious. Freak5 says, "Oh man, I would love to get Rhonda Shears to do a plug of ZA. I'm Rhonda Shears, and you're listening to, yeah, that dude. Rhonda Shears is another, but Elvira tops Rhonda Shears, man. Like Elvira is the best, man. I fucking love Elvira. How dare you, Dungeon Buster? You know I'm fucking with you, man. All right, hired Netflix for the. I didn't embed those, man. I just perfected that system, Dungeon. All right, we're done with the news. Homie discounts, PS Plus games, Eric.
PS Plus games for February for the US and presumably Europe.
Yeah.
They might have slightly different lineup though, but
Ooh, nah.
But we'll hear about Japan's probably next week or so. Yeah. There's just on a delayed timer for whatever reason. But for PS4 you get these are the free games. Grand Kingdom, which is also on the Vita, but I think much like Psychopaths, you have to get one and then after you've gotten it, you can go search for the other one and go to the store and be able to download it normally.
Yeah.
But you can't just I think it has to kind of register first.
The only game I would be interested in that bunch, I mean, of course I'm going to take a free fucking game, so I'll get all of them.
And then there's Knack for whatever goddamn reason.
I know, Knack, man.
Who wants to play Knack?
But Rhyme.
And then there's Rhyme, which is a fun game, and apparently, from what I'm hearing is right, they actually fixed some of the frame rate and frame pacing issues.
That's the game that I would be super interested in, is Rhyme. I was watching video of Rhyme. I'm all over that game. Hopefully I get my tax return in time to get it for free, because I want a PS4 Pro and some other stuff, but yeah. For sure.
And there's a game called Star Blood Arena, which is available to March 6th. I'm guessing it might be a VR game, because bonus games usually are. But PlayStation 3 is getting Mugen Soul Z, which is a game I can't recommend to people.
But for free? Not even for free?
For free, maybe, but like for buying, definitely don't buy.
Well, it's free,
wow,
so you don't have to worry.
Free is even a maybe.
I know.
Yes. Like,
fuck that game, then.
Like that's the indictment on the game. Like even for free, I don't know if you should play it.
Yeah, Dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, time is also a resource.
I'm pretty sure Dungeon. You have a PlayStation. Jump on that, man. Free. Rhyme is free. So.
And then there's Spelunker HD for PlayStation 3, and there's. For the PS Vita, aside from Grand Kingdom, which I mentioned, there's Exile's End, which is a Metroidvania style game, which isn't bad, but it's definitely rough. And
yeah, Eric is
that
savage,
a remake of the original Spelunker?
Probably.
Yeah. No, it's a new game.
Oh, okay, good.
Dungeon Buster said.
How would they remake that game?
Yeah, Dungeon Buster says
it's practically a remake, but like it's not a sequel either because, how would you make a sequel to a game that didn't have a story to begin with?
Yeah,
Spelunker was a bad game.
Yeah,
bad.
Dungeon Buster says Eric is savage. Ouch, Eric is savage, man. He's savage. I'm surprised. You use the word savage.
Says I'm condescending, but maybe I am, but I definitely wasn't being to that.
I don't think you're condescending. I think you
I don't even remember anymore.
I don't think you're condescending, Eric. I think you just you don't take anybody's bullshit.
Eric's like, fuck that, I forgot.
I don't think you're condescending, dude, at all. But all right, let's move on to more homie.
If I want to be.
Yeah, let's move on to more homie discounts, this time from the Xbox side of things. The games with gold, you're getting Shadow Warrior, which I need to get another fucking hard drive because I'm tired of trying to decide what to keep and shit like that. So I did get it.
I'm getting less and less stuff because every time I get a new game, it's like, okay, I have to delete all this shit.
Yeah, I don't
There's
like
games
that.
like, I really want to get to that one. I will, I promise, someday.
The only highlight to Mugen Souls I could give is that it's not completely broken like Mugen Souls apparently was.
All right,
and this is some secondhand word I've heard from someone who played Mugen Souls.
All right,
so this one's just kind of broken.
Yeah.
Not fully broken, just kind of broken. Yeah. Okay.
I got to a point in the game where I couldn't progress, but just by playing the game, I had to grind, and I didn't want to do that. So I stopped playing the game and reviewed it and gave it like a 6 or something.
Not want to grind? You're an OG grinder, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Frank. You were saying it. Go ahead.
Because I was grinding and it still wasn't enough. So there's an inordinate amount of grinding you have to do.
Dude,
right.
we're the...
And it's the way you grind. It's not just simply fighting enemies.
I love grinding.
Frank, this is your show. You go ahead. I'm going to shut up and let you do this.
I'm going to try to, man. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get through this next really quick bit. Games with gold. Download Zombie. It's not the greatest game in the world, but for free. Go ahead and get that before they take that off. You know, I missed out.
That's my thing with gold.
If only Frank earned commission from Microsoft.
I download all their gold games. Like I haven't played. I think most of them. I think I played a couple, but for the most part, I haven't.
I download them.
Because I said I wasn't going to interrupt you. My bad.
That's right. I download them just to have them because they go away and then you can't download them for free anymore. So why not? Like, just free games. So Zombie.
I already have India on
Eric,
PS4.
let me just get through this, dude. I promise I won't take much longer. Zombie, Shadow Warrior's free from February 1st to the 28th. And no, I don't need a check from Microsoft, Eric, because all I'm doing is naming homie discounts like you did with the PlayStation. Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, which is a 2D game that looks kind of interesting, is free from February 16th to March 15th. Split Second's free right now to the 15th, although I did not see that on my gold. I don't know why I didn't see it. And then this is a big one, Crazy Taxi. From February 16th to 28th. Crazy Taxi's a fucking fun game, man. Yeah. Real fun game. Dungeon Buster.
You get a Taco Bell and, let's see, Pizza Hut and KFC.
Yep. Dungeon Buster says Shadow Warrior's crazy fun. Sequel's even crazier. I was going to buy... It's weird, Dungeon. On a whim, I was just going to buy Shadow Warrior because they were having a special on it. I'm glad I skipped on it. To get it for free now, and if it's good, I'll get the sequel because that's on sale too.
I heard the sequel is not nearly as fun.
He says it's.
That happens with some sequels.
Dungeon says it's even crazier, so I would take Dungeon's word. He knows his shit. He has it on PC, so yeah, you get Crazy Taxi.
It might still be fun though. Yeah. You know, even if it's not as fun, it might still be fun.
Yeah, exactly. So those are games of gold, and they always have sales. I have not checked this. I did check out the sales. I can't remember anything. I know they have some GTA bundles that are on sale, but I'm not interested in paying $119 for some online money for GTA 5. I am interested in getting GTA 5 because it looks really good. But anyways, those are the homie discounts. Any Twitter questions, Breakman?
No, actually there aren't.
Oh, okay. You sound so deflated. Let's.
Well, it's like the only thing in Twitter is are your comments. You're talking to people, and then Freak. I got busy with other stuff, but he wanted me to play Jackbox.
Dude, I played that. Speaking of, that's a good segue into what we've been playing. After the show last week, I played a little bit of Jackbox with Freak 5, and I had no idea what I was doing at first, but it's super quick to pick up and play. And I want to say I kicked the shit out of Freak 5 in one of the games. I can't remember. I think it was like murder trivia or something like that. But it was a blast, man. And there's this other game called Bidiots, where like you bid on people's artwork, and like I was laughing at everybody's prowess, if you can call it that, at artwork. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. And I also been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest. And check this out, guys. I am now up to 24% done on Cuphead, which is a fucking huge accomplishment because that game is fucking hard. Cuphead is fucking hard, man. Like it's one of the hardest platforms I've ever fucking played. It's fair, but man, it's fucking wow. All right. What have you been playing, Break?
Well, since you went to me, like it kind of reminds me of playing Contra 3 to Alien Wars.
Oh God, that game is fucking hard too, man.
I love the game, but it was one of those games I could not beat without a Game Genie. Not even the 30 life code.
Yeah, like, that game.
Like it was so fucking hard. Like
it's a hard game.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
I could beat it. I could beat it on hard with 30 lives. But to do that, I need a 30 life code, and the game doesn't normally have that. It's in the Japanese version, which, for whatever reason, they dummied out that code and the level select code.
Wow, that sucks.
And like the only way to truly beat the game is to bleed on hard.
Oof, man, that game is brutal. But dude,
there is a ROM hack out there that lets you put the codes back in, and there's a different ROM hack that just gives you the ability to have 30 lives.
Breakman, I would highly
and you get to keep weapons upon death if you die.
Right. Breakman, I would highly suggest playing Cuphead, dude. It's a fucking all-timer good game. It's just and it's not so frustrating that you stop, but dude, there are a couple places where you'll be playing like 20, 30 times to beat a boss or something, and it gets,
I've been there. Like I love Mega Man games. That'll happen with those games.
Yeah.
Like I'll get to a point where even though I've done it before in the past, and maybe I've done it a lot of times in the past, they'll get to points like I'll still struggle on something. And it's like fuck.
Yeah,
I've done this before a million times, and like I still. It's still easy to make stupid mistakes and shit like that.
Freak 5's got a good excuse for not sending in comments. He says, sorry, I listen live all the time, so I'm not sitting at a desk listening, coming up with Twitter comments.
No, it's not that. I
think part of the reason that Quickman's level is so bullshit is because of the poor mechanics for jumping and you don't have the ability to slide. So
I always feel satisfaction when I beat a stage.
Yeah.
Like there's when you go through his stage without using like Flashman's ability.
Oh,
like,
dude.
Don't you feel satisfied with? Like,
that's Cuphead, man. Like
I tried being his level with it, and I ended up dying on like Quickman or something, and then I had to make do without it.
When you beat a level in Cuphead, dude, it's like fuck yes. I remember one level like took me literally like 30 tries. When I beat it, I literally like said yes, like it audibly loud because it was just like it was like a huge accomplishment, man. It reminds me of the Contra days, dude. Like you remember like even the original Contra, you're like fuck yes, you beat a boss or something, and you're like yeah, dude, that's the feeling I get.
Yeah.
I get. So, all right. I also played a little bit of MPQ. I'm playing a lot less MPQ. Oh, and I played a little more Witcher. And dude, Witcher 3 is a fucking all-time great game. I can tell already. Like I'm barely into the game, and like it's almost a perfect fucking game, man. Like it is. CD Projekt Red, man, I got to give it up to those guys, and that makes me excited.
I want to answer Freak's question about
Eric.
Street Fighter.
Let me finish my comment before you want to delve into chat. Now I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. Go ahead, Eric.
He says he wonders if there's Street Fighter 2 porn with Chun-Li. Yeah, there's plenty of them, especially CG ones. But I think the whole parody porn needs to die because we've got Tugrats. Guess what that's a parody of?
Don't tell me Rugrats, man. I don't want to hear any of that. that's like
really is it?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're right.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that at all. What have you been playing, Break?
Let me see. So I've been playing the Super NES Mini games like that and Mega Man X and RPGrinders.
Yeah, RPGrinders. You've been playing RPGrinders.
I've been playing RPGrinders game. It's on there.
Sweet.
Mario RPG and
Oh, Mario.
Really easy.
Mario RPG is a great game, man. That's a good entry level
fun.
RPG.
I wonder how I would feel about it had I played it a long time ago. Like I'm not hating it. I'm enjoying it. It's just, it's like, wow, this is really easy.
Like the only thing that approaches challenge in that game is QLX.
All right.
What's that?
What else?
Is that a boss later on the game or something?
It's a secret boss.
Oh, okay. And I've also been playing my Xbox, and I've been playing some Halo Wars. Too.
Yeah, I saw you on the Xbox, dude, playing Halo Wars. I know you've been playing that.
I've been enjoying that multiplayer, but mostly I've been playing the single player, trying to get like some achievements. And the reason I do that, and trying to play for like the harder levels, is I think it actually makes you better for the multiplayer.
That's interesting.
I think it helps. I think it's training for multiplayer.
It's still an RTS, right? Halo Wars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I play a lot of multiplayer on that.
You do, dude. Every time I see you on live, dude, you're playing multiplayer Halo Wars too, man. Like usually.
Yeah. Lots of blitz. Even though that's one of the things that annoys me about the game. There's a stage. There's a mode called Blitz mode. There is one stage with several different skins, and it acts like basically it's different stages. Like, it's just one stage. It's just different skins.
Yeah.
Really? You can't give us any other stages?
Yeah.
Because I like this Blitz mode. It's a fast-paced RTS. It reminds me of playing the old playing StarCraft online, basically, or playing Warcraft online. Because in those games, if you tried to spend your time building up an army and spending or having all your little orcs go and collect fucking materials for you, and I can't remember the stupid sayings, but they're funny at the time. But
real quickly, Freak 5 says he made an homage to me. He named his flying squirrel Frank. So
he said it wasn't an homage.
No, how dare you? Like, that's not what it says on my screen. I don't know what you're looking at, Eric.
So, anyways, back to me, because this is about me.
Totally about you, Breakman. What else?
I'm just kidding. So anyway, back to the game. But instead of back in the old days when you play Warcraft online, if you try to build up your resource and stuff like that, you'd lose. Yeah. Because people would rush you right away. And Blitz mode is all about basically rushing you right away. It's sending you right into the fight.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. I enjoy that. I build up an army. When I play the modes where you build up an army, I always lose those matches. I always lose them.
Yeah.
But when playing Blitz mode, I feel like I have a chance.
Yeah, anybody has a chance in Blitz mode, dude. You just got to know a few nuanced things, and you'll be good. But all right, what else?
That's not true. Well, unless you play a certain mode of Blitz mode. There's a mode that kind of puts you all on even footing. But most modes are based on how you level up your characters and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
you can have different characters that are more dominant and stuff, and it's one of the things I really love about this one as opposed to the last one. There weren't that many characters, so there wasn't that much strategy.
Yeah.
They've added several characters to this, so there's different. There's just there's a lot of different ways you could play it, different tactics, and just I don't know. I like the strategy.
That's cool, man. Anything else you've been playing, Break?
No, because I'd been waiting for. I didn't play that for a couple days because I was waiting for Gears of War to install.
Yeah. Gears 4, 100 gig. Yeah.
It was somewhere. It was pretty big amount. Dude, so I think it's installed now, but I haven't played it yet.
When I got that Game Pass, dude, I downloaded that game, and I'm like, if I didn't have the connection that I have here, which I've seen speeds up to 400 meg down.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. I don't know why we're getting that speed. I don't pay for that much, that's for sure. But I'm
telling the authorities.
How dare you? Don't you will not. You will pretend you heard nothing. Anyways, yeah, dude, like it 100 fucking gig, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is taking up 1/10 of my fucking X hard drive already. and stuff. So that was one game that I couldn't wait to finish to get rid of because of how big it was. But
yeah,
I'm not super impressed with it. I like the Gears games, but I don't know, man. This last Gears was just something. But I don't know. Eric, what have you been playing, sir?
I've been playing Story of Seasons, A Trio of Towns, a little bit more. Haven't really done a whole lot yet, but I finally got out of the intro section.
Oh, good.
I've only been playing at work, so that's why progress is really slow. I've been trying to do other things, like I played Ace Attorney Investigation 2 a little bit more. I finished the first case.
Yeah.
And it's already better than the first investigations. And I really hope that the cell phone version of the first game gets localized, and the second one follows suit. And they're brought to 3DS.
Yeah. To respond to Freak 5, only if they're hot with glasses. I'll watch librarians. Anyways, go ahead.
My grandma was a librarian.
Was she hot, and did she wear glasses?
Yeah, my grandma was also a lunch lady.
Oh, well, never mind.
Does that answer your question?
That answers my question. No, no.
Okay.
All right.
So, fuck Eric, you for trying to go that way.
Eric, what else have you been playing, sir?
I finished Iconoclast on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
And so expect a review of that soon. And I played We Are Chicago, and I put this game off for about a year. And because I don't know, I just never got around to it, and I was kind of hoping that they'd fix all the bugs or whatever. No, this game's a technical mess a year later. And so it's almost as if the developers just dropped support after weeks after it came out.
Wow.
And it's kind of sad because it is a game that's done like in the Heavy Rain style adventure game where well, there aren't QTEs, so that's nice, but you can see overlays where it tells you to do certain things, and like the text bubbles for people are like on the sidewalk or something like that. It kind of looks like somebody wrote in chalk or something.
Yeah,
which is fun, interesting. But it could have been about inner city black kids in Chicago and dealing with gangs and all that shit. But I can't be bothered to play the game because of all the technical issues. Oh my god, my computer's hemorrhaging playing this game, and it doesn't even look the prettiest game ever. I have Doom for 2016 working on my computer here, and it's running at 60 frames. It's already and it's a higher quality looking game, and it's running better than this. This is sad.
Yeah, that is sad. What else?
I don't even want to play it.
Yeah. What else, Eric?
And not only that, but like several times when I was playing the game, when they did transitions to like going in the options menu and then going out or going to another area of the game, loading took forever, and I felt at 2 points the game was going to crash because I got non-responding messages on the window for the game.
Yeah. All right. What else, Eric?
I also played Tiny Metal, which is a worthy successor in the absence of another Advance Wars game. But
it's not.
That's on PS4, PC, I think Xbox, maybe not, but also on Switch. So if you want an Advance Wars game on your Nintendo, then just say fuck Nintendo. I'll just get this version instead. It's kind of pricey at about like $25 for an indie game, but considering that there won't be a retail alternative from Nintendo anytime soon, you could probably pay that price and be satisfied with it.
All right, what else, Eric?
I played a little bit of Pokemon Ultra Sun before we got here, just so I could set it up to the point where I could get some free Pokemon later.
There you go. Yeah. No, I would take advantage of that. They're having an event this weekend, aren't they?
It goes from today until the 23rd, where you can get Palkia or Dahlia from Diamond and Pearl, depending on which version you get.
At
Suns
GameStop,
in particular,
right?
is Palkia.
Yeah. That GameStop, or is that because I saw something on my?
No, you do it through the internet for this one.
All right, because I saw something at GameStop. They're having a couple legendary giveaways too, but I didn't know.
Yeah. And then there's Magearna, which is basically done through scanning a QR code, but I think you have to beat the game first. So
All right.
I have to do that. I don't know that there's a time limit on that one, though. I don't think there is.
All right. Let's move on unless you have anything else, Eric.
No, but I do have a review.
I have a review too. I'll go ahead and do mine first really quick. Last week, Break was talking about the Godzilla animated thing. I don't know how many episodes they're going to come up with, but holy fucking Godzilla, man, is what I got to say about it. I don't want to say anything more because I don't want to spoil anything. That was an amazing experience. It
has really great. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but it has such good animation too.
Yes, it's very well animated and like, holy fuck, is that the biggest Godzilla that's ever been put on screen? Because I can't.
Well, it's an anime; they have to exaggerate everything.
I can't think of a bigger Godzilla that I've seen on screen. Like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it might be the biggest one. And the story is fantastic. Like I said, I want to get into it. Break danced around the story for the most part last week. If you want to know more about it, just watch the fucking show, man. It is. I can't wait for
I gave a synopsis I thought was pretty.
Yeah, I can't wait for the second episode, man. Does anybody know when it's coming out? Like I'm sure it's done. Like when, like they can bring it out tomorrow if they wanted to. But damn,
I didn't even know that was coming. So I was I have no idea. I don't know what Netflix is doing a lot of time.
Dude, they keep you in suspense with a lot of shit.
Netflix needs to do weekly shows for the shows that are airing in Japan simultaneously.
Well,
instead of
licensing,
it's U.S. users wait 6 or whatever how many months there's another show called Violent Evergarden, which is available in every country but the U.S.
Well, dude, like Netflix can't take care of licensing for everything. I'm just happy we get what we get. I
don't think it's a licensing problem. It's their distribution problem.
Distribution and licensing.
Their marketing team is like, no, we have to release these in a way that people can just binge it all.
No, not necessarily.
Because apparently that's what Americans want.
Well, it is, and that's the new way of consumption, especially in 2018.
I hate Americans. Fuck Americans.
I don't, man. Like, I like consuming things.
I think for some stuff that's okay, but for other things, it's not okay.
For most things, it's okay. Like, I would love to binge Breaking Bad again. I just haven't had the time. Like, Breaking Bad, to me, holy fuck, what a great show. Game of Thrones is another one like that I would love to watch again, like binge. But this Godzilla thing is awesome. All right, reviews there. I'm gonna give a 9 out of 10 to Godzilla, the first part, and I want to reserve judgment till I see the second one. But holy fuck, man! Story, animation, sound, Godzilla just being fucking badass, like just fucking awesome. It is. But you have a review, Eric. What's your review?
Yeah, I've technically got a review for Cardcaptor Sakura, the series, because I have to kind of introduce that before I introduce the sealed card, which is the second film, which is actually a conclusion to the series.
All right.
Even though, I have issues with it, but the issues are mainly as a result of the new series existing, but because it kind of retcons that, because they made a new episode that's like a prologue episode to the new series that is more or less retcons the ending of the original series, which is a retcon of this movie because this movie was supposed to be a retcon of that ending because they kind of fucked up the ending.
Sounds
and
convoluted.
It was kind of like an apology.
Sounds convoluted to me, man.
But basically, Cardcaptor Sakura is about a girl named Sakura who is apparently a descendant of a line of mages. Her mother was one, but we never see her mother because she's dead in the series already. I guess she died of an illness or something when she was younger. But she finds out that she's from a line of mages, and a specific line of mages, and who apparently have a lot of power. And she's chosen by Cloud Reed, who was I guess related to them in some way. But or rather, the last sign of Cloud Reed, because Cloud Reed is no more. He died, I guess. But anyways, she has to go collect these cards that he made because they've run amok, and it's basically like serves as a test to her ability to inherit that power. But so she spends like I think the show is like 70 episodes long. Maybe it was like 72 or 92. I can't remember, but it was a decent chunk of episodes. But she spends time doing that, and she has this friend named Tomoyo who is basically she has a crush. She's like crushing on her, but she respects Sakura's personal space enough to let her date other guys, I guess. And she's like in the 6th grade, but like she has like a fetish where she wants to watch Sakura wear the outfits that she makes and then record her doing all the card capturing, and then she could watch it later. And I guess that's how she finds fulfillment of life. But it is cute. It's a cute show, but that's like one of the things that's just like slightly erotic undertones.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be played off as humorous though, because the show is wholesome, but like you could read into that, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, she's basically helped by Lee, like who's the boy that she ends up falling in love with, and they initially were antagonists because she thought that he was competing for the cards with her, but he was just basically doing the same thing she was.
Mm-hmm.
But once he realizes she has a lot more power than he does, he decided to work with her. Anyways, not only that, because she also started getting the cards and reconverting them so that only she can use them. So it's like, there's no point in collecting these now. But anyways, that's that show, and that show is good, and I give that show a 10 out of 10.
Woo! 10.
But this movie is like I said, it's an apology for the fact that the ending of the original TV series concluded with
spoil
him with Lee revealing his feelings to Sakura, but Sakura not really answering back because she was kind of confused at that point, and that's how the series ends. So this movie's like, oh, we kind of screwed up the ending. Let's fix this.
All right.
And so it's a story about this new sealed card. It's like the 53rd Cloud card, but that's all I'll really say. But it's also a cute movie, and I guess it was at the time that the movie was made, it was a good way to wrap up the series. Although this new series kind of undoes that.
All right. So what are you giving the movie, Eric?
The movie, I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
All right, fair enough. Not as good as the series, but
they did a good job remastering it, because you have to remember this movie was made back in 2005 or something.
Yeah,
this is back in the area where digipaint was still a big thing, so there's color bleeding and there's like light tones, which is a thing in the show. It's just that it wasn't well done as it is now.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Stinko so we can get everybody's Stinko in. Let's start with Breakman this week. Breakman, do you have a Stinko?
Yeah, I had one, but it's getting late, so I don't really want to go into that Stinko that I had because it's like a big discussion. We can do it again next week. Let me come up with something else.
Let me come up with something else. All right.
How about the crappy weather? And I'm tired of waiting to go on vacation because I'm tired of waiting on this.
Yeah.
And stupid groundhogs.
Groundhog Day, man. Yeah.
I blame the groundhog.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Let's go with your Stinko.
My Stinko is Billy Mitchell.
Well, Billy Mitchell's always been a Stinko, dude. Like, what is he?
Yeah, but here's the thing. The thing he's most famous for is his Donkey Kong score. Well, guess what? His Donkey Kong scores are based off of MAME emulators.
Oh my god, really?
Yep.
Fucking Billy Mitchell, man.
The way that the arcade games play is very different than how the way the main RAW's image is. So if you were trying to go for accuracy in your score, he kind of fudged it by doing that.
Ooh, that's bad.
You can't pass off your MAME emulation scores as arcade scores.
Yeah, but this is Twin Galaxy's golden child.
Well, Twin Galaxy already has issues of its own, but still.
Yeah, no question. I think we've talked plenty about Billy Mitchell and that whole thing.
Fuck you and your tapes and your stupid lame hot sauce.
Yeah. I haven't tried the hot sauce. Maybe that's good, but anyways. I'm going to switch back over to where you guys can see me on the screen here real quick. My stinko this week is I have in my hand a fucking White House memo. The Nunez memo that was leaked, I printed out. Usually, like, why? My first question is, why do I have a fucking memo that should be classified in my hand right now? Like, honestly, like, does Trump not realize that he's jeopardizing the entirety of the United States? I read through the memo. It's very bland. There's nothing revelatory in it, really. But like a person from a foreign agency can look at this memo, and they can glean like things from this memo that could potentially fucking compromise other witnesses in this Russia probe. I'm holding up to the screen right now. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's up. And what I find funny is up at the top it says unclassified, and then they have it like redacted where it says top secret, but you can still see where it says top secret. I can't believe like I'm reading this, to be honest with you. Why did Trump I know the reason why, but it makes no sense because it's not going to help his cause. Like, all this is going to do is give Trump a reason to fire Rosenstein, and which is super dangerous. Like, we are very, very, very red hot close to a constitutional crisis because I can see what's going to go on here. Like, Trump within the next few days is probably going to get rid of Rosenstein because of this memo, which doesn't really say much. And after that, he's going to put in somebody to get rid of Bob Mueller. That's the plan. That's the whole reason why this memo is leaked. It means nothing. The memo is it's in regards to Carter Page and how they have a FISA warrant to basically surveil Carter Page for very good fucking reason because the guy's a fucking traitor and a spy. And I just find it absolutely abhorrent. In a way, I'm kind of happy because this is gonna stir the pot a little bit and move things really quickly with this Russia investigation, and not in the way that Donald Trump wants things done. He's basically hastening his ouster as president. He's doing one of two things. He's either hastening his exit via hopefully handcuffs, or he's hastening what I've told you guys for the longest, making this country a dictatorship. It's one or the other. We almost have a full-blown constitutional crisis, and if he fires Rosenstein, it's the beginning of the end for either A, America, or B, Donald Trump. And I really hope it's B, but all the scenarios that I've talked about before are coming into fruition now. Like, it's sad, it's scary, it's surreal, but it's reality. So I hope, and it ain't going to be through Paul Ryan, because Paul Ryan's ahead of this entire fucking mess, it seems like. But I hope that we have enough checks and balances via courts, which it doesn't seem like anybody wants to follow courts because the Senate voted unanimously to put sanctions on Russia. But let's just let Russia slide for right now. Is basically what Trump is saying. It amazes me. We are this fucking close to a full-on constitutional crisis, and why there aren't more Republicans up in arm requesting that we at least look into removing this dangerous piece of shit that we have as the head of our country is beyond me. Like this alone, this fucking memo being released alone should give everybody pause and see what a lot of people are seeing, and could be the start of the end for the United States. I hope it doesn't happen, and I hope that there are enough people with good sense in the Senate and the House to first of all release the Democratic memo, which has a lot more information in it, which why we have to hope that another classified memo gets declassified is stunning. I doubt it's going to happen because it's a Democratic memo, and Trump has made very clear that he is definitely on the side of the Republicans with everything. He's unreasonable, and he has a lot to hide, and that's why we're in the position that we're in. And I'm calling it right now. Either Trump gets indicted for money laundering and obstruction of justice. The collusion shit with Russia doesn't interest me other than the money laundering. And hopefully we can put this guy behind bars because he's super dangerous to every American. He's not anybody but the alt-right's friend, racist, the things he said about other countries. I don't think can be forgotten. Like calling another country a shithole when you're supposed to be the leader of the free world is unacceptable. And I hope that Bob Mueller is wrapping this shit up, and we can just get this fucking chump out of office. And for the time being, I'll take Pence as president, even though I think he's a piece of shit for different reasons. Because I think we need a little stability, and things are a little uncertain. Not a little. Things are full-blown uncertain with Trump in office.
Well, see, the biggest problem with Trump is he's a fucking moron who surrounds himself with, the most rightist conservativist people he can find.
It's not. Yeah, actually, it's not.
He wants to I guess cater to a certain demographic.
There's no question about that, Breakman. But he goes one further. He talked about draining the swamp. But when you have people like the head of Goldman Sachs leading up, he wasn't the head of Goldman Sachs, but he worked for Goldman Sachs. Mnuchin as a Treasury Secretary, basically designed to get rid of the Treasury, like to raid the Treasury. That's what Mnuchin's role is.
And that's what I'm saying. Like these people that he's surrounding himself, like Jeff Sessions, for instance.
Jeff Sessions, another one.
Is there a worse person?
No.
Than him?
Let's go down the list, Breakman, and I'm gonna name a name to you as the head of each part of the government, and you tell me, from your knowledge and my limited knowledge of these people, and tell me if you think they should be at the head of their department. I'm going to start with my least favorite of the bunch, Betsy DeVos, Secretary of Education.
See, that's the thing is I don't pay too much attention to the background of a lot of these people.
I know some, so let me tell you what I know. Betsy DeVos is a billionaire, and Betsy DeVos is a stout evangelical Christian who believes that we should teach Christian values in school.
See, that's one of the biggest. That's one of the huge problem. Like, there was supposed to be a separation of religion and state, but that's fiction.
It is, but let me tell you a little bit more about Betsy DeVos. Betsy DeVos is big on vouchers for public schools. She wants to take our public education system and make it basically private. And it is the worst thing that could happen to education. She is the swamp when it comes to education. You could have picked anybody in the United States, and it probably would have been a better pick than Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. Let's go to Housing and Urban Development, HUD. Who do you think? Who was picked? It was Ben Carson. Do you know who Ben Carson is? Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Ben Carson used to be a brain surgeon. But
yeah, we've talked a lot about him.
I think Ben Carson needs a brain transplant. That's how fucking bad of a pick. He has no clue how to handle that education. He was basically picked to ruin that portion. Head of the EPA is Scott Pruitt. Scott Pruitt sued the EPA.
Yes, I'm familiar with him. That's one of those things.
Times.
Like, what are you? Like you're putting somebody who hates it in charge of it?
Right. Mick Mulvaney, who's the head of the basically the person that tries to keep the banks in check. Mick Mulvaney is a fucking loathsome piece of shit. There's online, check it out. I make no qualms about it. I like Bernie Sanders quite a bit, but Bernie Sanders grilled Mick Mulvaney when Mick Mulvaney had to give basically he had to answer questions to the Senate. But Mick Mulvaney, when he asked for a budget for his department, you know how much money he asked for his specific department to try to keep the banks in check. That's his job, is to try to keep the banks in check. He asked for $0. $0 for a budget. Tell me you can do anything with a zero budget. Like, that's just crazy. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. You know who Rex Tillerson is? He is the former CEO of ExxonMobil. You want to talk about draining the swamp? This dude did not drain it. He fucking filled the swamp with swamp monsters.
See, that's the thing, is he drained the swamp. Supposedly he drained the swamp of crocodiles and he filled it with piranha.
Yeah, piranhas and swamp monsters, man. He
drained the swamp of what he wanted to drain it of, and then, well, I shouldn't say that because it's not yet that way, but
it's that way.
It's getting that way, but I think with the way a lot of presidential cycles work is the next midterm, the Republicans are going to get pushed out a lot.
I doubt it, dude, because
no, it's like I went back and looked a lot of like presidential cycles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is the way it happens.
Yeah,
dude, it's really cyclical and it's really sick.
No question about it. But the problem is, Break, like when you have the Democrats that lost to fucking Donald Trump, the chump. I mean, the worst candidate in the history of candidates. When you lose to somebody like that, there's something wrong with your party. So that's
because you had. I mean, that's because the whole entire party. I shouldn't say the whole entire party, but you know, like as a party. As the party, they all rallied around the wrong person.
There's no question about that. It should have been Bernie Sanders.
They heavily went through Hillary, who was the worst. You're saying Trump was the worst candidate. I think Hillary is the worst candidate ever.
You're right. I stand corrected. Hillary is definitely the worst candidate ever because she lost to Trump, the worst president in the history.
He at every turn was doing things. He was saying things and doing things that turned most people off. And she couldn't capitalize on that.
No question about it. She
lazy or whatever.
You're right.
I don't know what her reasons were. I think it was she was too elite for it. She didn't want to go to the places that she thought she already had, or places that she didn't think she could get. She didn't want to go talk to people.
If you talk to her, she had nothing to do with her loss, which is ridiculous.
No. In her book, she's got a couple pages where she blames herself.
Oh, a couple?
The book. In the book.
Those are just enough pages to make people feel like she's not just talking about herself.
I haven't read the book, but I'm guessing
like, look, I blame myself for it. Yeah, let's see here, in a paragraph.
Yeah, exactly. Like
50-page book. Okay.
Dude, if you were to look at any of her TV interviews, she never took blame. She blamed. These are the people she blamed: the voters. She blamed Bernie Sanders, which is ridiculous.
And his supporters.
I'm a huge Bernie Sanders guy.
I think Russia got the most blame from her.
Russia. No.
No, you're right. James Comey and the FBI got the most blame from her.
Comey. Anybody but Hillary in her interviews, which is ridiculous. She's the worst. You're right. I fully concede that. She's the worst fucking candidate ever. Followed very closely by Trump. Like, if you can't be Trump, then your party's fucked.
Basically, he would say things that's like, okay, well, he's not going to win now. He's out of it. Like, he's attacking he's attacking this group, and then she couldn't capitalize on it because I don't know why. I can't explain it.
Right. I'm gonna skip on. I had a really disappointing, shitty week, but I'm not gonna get into it. But you just have those fucking weeks where drinking is definitely an option. And last night I fucking did it up because I'm like, I hardly ever drink too. You guys know I'm much more of a weed connoisseur than I am a beer connoisseur. But dude, like the week that I had was just fucking unbelievable, man. And like, I hate to.
Was it personal stuff?
Yeah, it's personal shit, but I hope next week is better because this week took a toll on me, man. There's no other way that I can put it, but and I don't drink. I just don't drink. I love the way I don't get a hangover smoking weed as opposed to drinking, but man, I had to I felt like I had to.
I mean, we need to make a game where it's like 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, but instead of looking for blood skulls, you're looking for your lost microphone that your sister stole.
No, I got it back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, look, I'm showing it to anybody who's watching, but I got it back, but it was fucked up the way that I got it back, man. Like my parents had to...
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I was thinking like you just kept it on your desk because we talked about it before. Like I was sitting there watching you on video with it, and I'm like, what is that? Where'd you get that? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it's my microphone. I've had it for I think like 2 or 3 weeks now, but my parents had to bribe my fucking sister to get it back, and dude, like I wish I could have just fucking called the cops and had them handle it. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about fun stuff, man. Let's get out of this shitty mood. No more.
Well, we got free for alls.
Hold on, we're gonna move on to Sweetos. Real quickly, my Sweeto. I bought this. I talked about it, I think last week or the week before. I bought this Anchor Bluetooth speaker for like my phone. I'm using the shit out of that thing, man. Like I found another great use for it. Like I've been wanting a sound bar. Like I'm huge on like game sound and movie sounds and surround sound, stuff like that. But in lieu of not being able to afford a sound bar, this little fucking Anchor speaker, I wish I had it here so I could show you guys, but it fucking pumps, man. I use it in the car. Like my speakers in my truck are awful. Like one of them doesn't work at all and the other one just is okay. But I throw that on and throw on some YouTube and I'm fucking jamming in the car. Like and it's really good quality too. I was super surprised. So I thought, why not try to hook it aux cable wise to my TV to see if I could use it for a makeshift sound bar? And I gotta say, for $50 fucking dollars, this thing is worth it, man. Like it's not like the best sound bar ever, but it's better than my TV speakers, and it's giving me pretty decent sound for my games. I'm really impressed. Like I don't know what to say. It's like splash proof and. You can't like submerge it in water or anything, but I couldn't ask for a better fucking like sound companion, man. Like you can take it like anywhere with you. Use it for multiple things. So I'm really impressed. Anchor did a really good job with its sound bar. I'll try to put it on screen next week if I remember to bring it into the room. But that's my Sweeto. I don't see either you, Eric, or Break have a Sweeto.
My Sweeto is that my taxes are done.
I did my taxes too, dude, and I'm happy that
I gave mine to my dad because I'm lazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently,
dude, TurboTax is fucking super easy as long as you have
here's the thing. We also have to fill out a Geneva tax form since we both work at the same place now.
Oh.
So at least that I would have given to them. I'll do it probably on my own next year, but
yeah.
I just thought I'd do that because I had a lot of stuff
Freak
I needed
5
to get done.
said that his Sweeto is that he wears Speedos, so that's something I don't want to hear about, Freak 5.
Gross, man.
I know, gross.
That is not what he said. Again, you are a son of a bitch.
What did he say? I'm sorry.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Frank?
I see Speedos. I didn't see Sweetos.
Right there it says my Sweeto is I wear Speedos again.
He says I have a bunch of Speedos again. That's what he says.
Oh, okay.
Which I added you and Frank both.
How dare you?
He meant to say Sweetos. Is what he was trying to say.
Speedos cannot contain what I have down below there, Breakman.
Yeah, so. Don't buy Steam.
Show's over with, folks, tonight.
All right, so what's going on, man? What's your Sweeto, Breakman? Did you already say?
My taxes are done, just like you said.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad.
It's February 2nd. Taxes are already done.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. You getting back a good chunk or no? Yeah, it's same thing with me. Last year, fuck, man, I made out last year, man. I think I made like $8,000 because of the kids and stuff, but I didn't quite have enough work history last year.
I'm lucky if I get like $200.
Yeah. This year I'm getting about God, what was it? I don't want to say on air because I could be implications, but some of it's going to my kids, so I'm just. But it wasn't nearly what I got last year, that's for sure. But I may have enough to buy a PlayStation once all the bullshit.
Well, we still have Speedos, Freak. That's gross.
How dare you? Freak 5 says I remembered that on Steam they were only $50. I have no idea. Oh, Steam controller. I went to GameStop and there was an empty box on the floor that said new for $33. Took that up to pay. And they gave me a box with the controller in it that was labeled as $50, but he got it for $33. That's a good deal, dude.
I forgot to take the sticker off, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, that's their fault, not yours.
I need to shave. How dare you? I just shaved, Freak 5. I just shaved, man. Dude, trust me, when I shave, it's like an experience. I usually wait till
you'd have like band-aids all over you and stuff like that.
How dare you? I have never cut myself shaving, sir.
Oh, you are a liar. Whatever.
You probably cut yourself, you just didn't notice.
How dare you? I've never cut myself shaving.
Liar. You are a liar.
I'm perfect, man.
There's no one who has ever shaved who has not cut themselves.
I have never.
Ever.
I'm like George Washington. I am like George Washington, sir. I cannot tell a lie. All right, let's move on to Free for All. This one is really quick. I'm going to start because I didn't really explain it too much in the document. It says things in video games that you don't like. But let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like, there's very few things about video games that I don't like. I love video games. We all love video games, otherwise we wouldn't be on the show talking about video games. But there's one thing in particular that I can't stand, and I don't have a fear of heights, right? Like I can go, like, we have a place here called Royal Gorge, which is the highest suspension bridge in the world. I have no problems looking over the edge, stuff like that. Like I just don't have a fear of heights. But there's a phenomenon that happens in video games that I fucking hate. If I'm playing a game like, let's say, Skyrim, for instance, or a game where you can get height, right? You can go into, you can go up on top of the mountain, a building, and you happen to fall off of that said building, or it drops my stomach every fucking time, and I hate that feeling. Like, it doesn't bother me to go to the, like, Assassin's Creed, I can climb fucking the tallest fucking building and look around, and it doesn't freak me out, nothing like that. But if I happen to slip and fall, it drops my fucking stomach, and I hate that feeling. So I'm wondering, is there something in video games like that you guys don't like? And
video vertigo, I guess.
It must be. I just don't like the feeling of falling in a video game. Like, and it's weird because, like, when it first happens, I get the sensation of falling myself in my gut, like oh fuck, you know. But by the time, like, I get halfway down, it's over with. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I hate that feeling, man. So I'm wondering, Breakman, do you have anything like that?
That's the fear of heights.
But I don't.
That's exactly what I feel.
Yeah.
When I'm someplace like really high.
But here, dude, I hike up fucking mountains, dude, like to the peaks of mountains, and it doesn't.
I'm telling you, like, that is somebody who's afraid of heights. That's exactly how you feel. Like, you feel like you were falling.
It's weird. Like for me, like, I can go, like I said, to high suspension bridges, and I have I don't feel. I can go over one of those, like at the Royal Gorge, for instance. They have if you don't want to go over, how dare you, Freak 5? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. If you don't want to go over the bridge proper, there's like a tram that takes you like by like a wire, like one wire, over the chasm there. I have no issues with heights. Like it's really weird. The only time I feel
that's weird, because I'm telling you, like, that's how I feel. Like,
yeah, but the only
I'm not afraid of a lot of stuff, but, like, it's, you know, as a deep-seated fear, I'm afraid of heights, and that's
it's
how I
weird.
feel.
I'm not afraid of heights so much as
I'm falling.
I'm afraid of the possibility of falling.
Yeah, and look, it's looking like Freak 5 has the opposite fear, like you, Breakman. Like you, I don't know if in video games, do you get like a fear of heights?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I said that in chat. Like, sometimes I feel it in games.
Yeah.
Like, I even though I'm feeling it, I can tell my brain this is fake, and I can get through it. But if I'm someplace high.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Someplace high, even though there's no possible way of me falling, like, I can still feel the sensation of falling. And it's
I don't.
I went to Vegas like a couple times, and like I think the first time we went to a place that was rather high up.
Yeah.
But I had a sense of unease even from looking outside the window.
Wow, that's weird, because I've been to Vegas. Like, I went to Stratosphere, and you can look out on this glass and kind of lean against the glass, and it doesn't freak me out in the least. Like, I don't.
I can look out the glass, but if I leaned up against it, no.
That's what I meant.
I can lean against it. I can look out. I can be on like a glass floor and look down, and it doesn't bother me.
I wasn't scared. It's just the pit of my stomach just feels a tiny bit.
And even in video games,
and the air to my head like kind of rushes lower.
And even in video games, I don't. I'm not afraid of like being on top of a mountain or building or anything.
Makes me a little dizzy too.
I'm not afraid of being like on top of a mountain or building or anything like that. The only time it ever kicks in is if I make a mistake and I actually fall in the video game. Then I get that gross feeling of falling in my stomach. It's
weird.
When
I went to Slotzilla, it was kind of dizzy, but we were going so fast it didn't really matter anymore.
I just don't. I'm not afraid of heights, but there's just that weird little phenomenon in video games that I don't like it. Like, it's weird, and it's only if I fall accidentally. Like if I make a jump on purpose, like just to jump off the side of a cliff or something, just to see what happens. Like, it really doesn't. Like, every once in a while it'll happen, but most times, like, I'll make a mistake. Like, there'll be a ledge, and I happen to kind of fall off the ledge, then that's when it kicks in, and I don't like it. So, real quickly, Eric, do you have anything like that in video games?
I can do roller coasters, but like when you're going up that big hill, that's like the most nerve-wracking part for me.
Yeah,
it's just slowly getting up the hill before it starts its descent.
Well, that's the whole point, man. That's it. What about you, Break? Anything like that in video games that you don't like? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be height related.
Oh, you mean other than like the height thing?
Yeah, other than
no, not really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be something like
gameplay.
Boring gameplay. Yeah, no, but like, because the only reason I said is because I had that feeling. I can't remember what I was playing, but I think it was Mad Max at one point. Like, I was on top of a mountain, like in a car, and I was trying to like scale the mountain and get up there, but I actually like put too much gas and I fell on the other side. And it like you know, you can see yourself like like falling in the car or whatever.
Well, the most annoying thing to me in a game, if I go back to your question, I kind of ignore that, was is at any point getting stuck in the geometry.
Oh yeah, that's I had almost a game breaker in Mad Max like that, where I just got stuck in the geometry, and I was like, "Fuck, man! I've made so much progress in this game." But usually you can just reset the game, and you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird little phenomenon in video games that I don't like. It's not game breaking for me. Like, it's not something that I'm not going to play video games because of. But I was just wondering, maybe this is a good question.
There are games that I love that I gotta play through them because I'm enjoying the game so much.
Yeah.
Games like Grand Theft Auto or
God, those are good games.
Because you get so high up in those games. Like in Grand Theft Auto, you know, you steal a plane and you're flying high up, and then shit goes wrong. You got to parachute out or you got to jump out, and it's just. I can, as you're heading towards the ground, like I can feel that falling sensation, and
I need to get Grand Theft Auto 5, man. That game looks unbelievable. It just looks really good. But like I said, I don't want to pay for online money or anything like that. I just want to play the single player and, you know, do things like that. I think they had it for like $30. I know it's worth $30. It's got to be. I'm looking forward to Red Dead Redemption 2, even though I never played Red Dead 1. That game looks fucking good, man. It just looks good. All right, anything else you can think of, Eric? Things in games like that you know you just don't like, or are we good?
Good, I guess.
All right. What about you, Break? Anything else before we?
Yeah, like I can't really I've played virtual reality a long time ago. Like that stuff doesn't make me sick or anything. Yeah, there's nothing that's affected me.
Yeah, I don't. Like some people.
It's heights, and
some people
even in gaming, like sometimes heights are just too much. But then there are games like Crimson Skies, where it's all about you being in the air, and there's really no chance of you wrecking into the ground for the most part. I'm okay with those. I'm really good with those kind of games.
That's because you're more likely to get blown up.
Do you like flying?
But
like I love flying. Like that.
And gaming, yeah, I love flying. But when you start getting close to the ground, like that's when I start to get like.
This is weird, man. Like I wonder what that is.
I don't know. Maybe Breath of the Wild would be better for you then, because you just glide everywhere.
All right.
You know, like I'll deal with it. It's not. I know it's not real, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But when if I'm up high, like it can be hard to deal with sometimes.
I'll take you, like if you ever get to Denver, I'll take you and Mrs. Brakeman to Lookout Mountain, and we'll go hiking to the top of that mountain, man. And
I've been on top of mountains before.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like that'd be good for you, man.
I didn't get anywhere close to the edge, but I'm on top of a mountain.
Especially if you go with me, man. Like we'll have joints, and like it'll be height, like altitude matters when you drink or smoke, man. Like that's why people love like drinking when they're in airplanes, because like you're so high up. But all right, I think that's gonna do it for this week. I don't think I have anything else unless you guys do.
Add a free for all.
All right, let's do it real quick, Eric.
We got 2 tiny ones, but this is 7 myths about gamers, and this week's is if a company is pro-consumer, they'll be successful.
I think we talked about that last week.
No, we did. The lots of cash means the company is healthy.
We did that one, but I think we did this one as well, like last week and the week before we did the other one. But real quickly.
Okay, then. Let's see.
Let's hold on.
We haven't done this one.
All right, go ahead.
So we have seen countless examples of this proving to be false. Or wait, let's read the first one. Some people believe that all a company needs in order to achieve success is to put the consumer first. Clearly, this is not true. This is sort of related. That's why it sounded similar. But we have seen countless examples of this proving to be false. Consider loot boxes. These are very unfriendly to the consumer, but they're turning out lots of revenue for companies. Similarly, mobile games require huge investments of cash by the consumer in order to make any notable progress. Games like Boom Beach or Game of War or Fire Age.
Real quickly, the loot boxes that everybody has a problem with except for the companies, because they do make companies tons of money. The problem is it's very short-sighted. Like, short-sighted, you'll make a ton of money, no question. So if I was a game company and I wasn't planning on being in the business past maybe 7 years, I'd go the fucking loot box route, like, immediately. I'd say, let's fucking loot box the fuck out of this, get as much money, and get the fuck out of here. But long-term, it's not a long-term solution to money at all.
Anyways, says, lastly, I'll mention Microsoft. They have decided that every game they put on the Xbox One will also be released on PC. This is a hugely consumer-friendly move. It is utterly shocking that they would do this, though.
Yeah.
What is the net result? It obliterates any exclusivity on the Xbox One, which returns and makes it less appealing to consumers. If they can play the games on other systems, why buy an Xbox to play them?
Yeah, but the difference between PC and like the Xbox is they're monumentally different. Like it to me, that I understand what they're saying, but it doesn't destroy their market at all. It's like them offering exclusive games on the Game Pass. It doesn't ruin their market. As a matter of fact, it strengthens it. You know who it affects is people like GameStop. That's who it affects, which is fine by me because I could give a fuck about GameStop. But all right, what else?
Anyways, my next one is
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Next one isn't really about gaming. It's about whether or not. Well, maybe we could save it for next week because I tried to message Breakman, but he never always misses my message.
Yeah.
But did you see the Rise of the TMT reveal, or do you look at the character images?
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it next week, Eric, because we're already way past time, man. We did pretty good. We got a lot in. Breakman, your plugs.
You can follow me at break_man and at RPGrinders. Apparently nobody does.
No, let's make Breakman. Okay, here's the question I'm going to pose for the RPGrinders Twitter feed, and it's the same one that we discussed in this show, and we'll talk maybe a little bit more about it next week. But things in video games that you don't like I gave the example of like falling, like accidentally falling off a building or something, stuff like that, like little stuff that never breaks a game or affects the game as a whole, but
something that affects you physically,
personally.
It affects what is going on for you, like
right.
What you feel.
Here's another good quick example. Like in horror games, I know a lot of people that don't like to play horror games because of the jump scares. Like they will literally like throw their controller, or get super scared to where it makes them too nervous to play the game. Stuff like that, like just odd little stuff.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah, odd little stuff that you personally don't like in video games, but is not a big deal for the rest of everybody, I guess, is the best way to put it. So hit us up at RPGrinders. Let us know what you think. What's your opinion?
Yeah, that's never bothered me in video games. I always go for the scary games.
But I know plenty of people
I like that kind of stuff. No, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
like if everything heights.
Yeah.
Like not some guy with a fucking machete that you can't kill wearing a fucking hockey mask and shit.
I mean, maybe that's something.
No, I'm afraid of falling off a ladder.
Yeah, well, let's hear it. I want to hear quirky, weird things like that. Like what in video games you don't like that's kind of weird that maybe not everybody else experiences. So it's a good question for RPGrinders. At RPGrinders on Twitter. Eric, your plugs, please.
You could find me on sites that I've written for, like BostonBestBrigade.com, TotallyGN.com, VlogNetwork.com, and OsGamers.com. There are a couple reviews on TotallyGN. Golf Story and Color X Malice. They aren't on the front page, so you're gonna have to search for them. In fact, they won't even show up in the search. You'll have to do direct links. So just go check out my page on Facebook or Google Plus, because I posted on Twitter the direct links, but they have long since been dead. But I can't post on Patreon for the same reason that you can't see on the front page, because apparently they switched the host and that caused a bunch of problems. So stuff that should be on the front isn't on the front, and you can't search for it, but it's on the website somewhere.
All right. Anything else, Eric? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, there's my YouTube channel, Funny T-Man, and then you can find me on Twitter at EricRPG. Although I guess you could do a search by putting a string in of my name on Twitter and plus whatever the review that you're looking for is.
Yeah, or just look up Eric Kelly on aforementioned sites, and you'll find his work. All right.
If I Google myself, what it would say? Oh,
it'd have a bunch.
Oh, it said why bother? Oh, fuck.
why bother? Actually, Eric might have more Google results than either one of us. Break, so don't feel too bad.
He has to.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. I've got quite a lot of stuff going on there too.
But, well, maybe your browser might vary. I mean, you might actually be able to see my reviews on the front page, because apparently mine I can't see it, but other people might be able to, depending on what browser you're using.
Right.
All I know is that Opera and Chrome don't work for me, but that's me.
Yeah. All right, Break. What were you saying?
I was saying just like he's always like posting news every week.
Oh so. yeah. Eric has tons of reviews. He's a very prolific writer. I'm surprised you haven't been picked up by somebody to. You should try Mammoth Games, Eric. I don't know if I told you.
They aren't paying. I'm not interested.
Oh, they were paying. They were hiring people to work for them. But all right, all right. That's about it. My plugs are as follows. Follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. Also, we have a GoFundMe. Just look up RPGrinders on GoFundMe. You'll see it. We have $35 of $100 pledged. I would really like for us to get up to that $100 so I can take care of some loose ends with the website. Long story, I don't want to bore you guys with it. If we can get above $100, that'd be great too. I'm not begging, I'm just asking, help us out a little bit. And that's about it. I don't think I have very much else. Yeah, at Frank Branches on Twitter. What else? There was actually something else. I always I should just write down my goddamn plugs. But anyways,
I don't know. Well, I got one more thing I need to mention, but I won't be here next week because I'm actually going to be on assignment.
Yeah, he actually is going to be on assignment. All right.
Well, those things actually exist? I thought that was just an excuse we made up.
Yeah. No, it's every time I say it, it's the truth. Everything I say is the truth, Breakman. So all right. If you believe that, I got some land.
Mister, I never cut myself shaving.
Yes, I never have, that. Not once, ever in my life, ever.
You such.
It wasn't a cut that just was so
I've
small.
I've never cut myself. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys... He's like, I didn't do this with the razor. This just happened.
Look, I am the best.
Seriously,
it
was the shaving cream. It did it.
Listen, I am the best shaver in the history of shaving. I'll just have you know.
I use manual razors because fuck electric razors.
I use manual.
They don't work that well for me.
All right, let's see. I think that's about it for me this week. Follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches, which I probably said like 5 times. Go listen to the cats over at Zombies Anonymous, man. They got a really good zombie show. I didn't listen to last week's. I don't even know if you did one last week, Freak 5, but that's Freak 5 show with Jess and the group over there. They do a fine show every week. What else? That's about it. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you guys back here next week. Until then, we are out. Peace out, everybody.
Whatever, you lying liar.
How dare you? I never lie.
Lies.
Never
Lies.
Ever cut myself shave. Never cut myself. How dare you? You're exiled.
Frank is Trump.
How dare you? Son of a bitch. Exiled. Son of bitches.
Liar.
Never lie. I'm the George Washington of. I am the George Washington of RPGrinders. How dare you?
Pretty sure that's bullshit too.
How dare you disparage my fine name, you son of a bitch. You both of you is exiled at the end of the show. Alright, everybody in chat, thank you so much, Freak 5. Who else was in there? There was some Dungeon was in there, even though he probably took
Bridget wasn't here.
Bridget was not here. She was not here. Do you hear that, Bridget? You weren't fucking here like you were supposed to be. Damn it. Might exile you too. Anyways.
Maybe your week wouldn't have been so shitty if she actually got here earlier.
Exactly. How dare you. Alright, everybody in chat, thank you so much. Freak 5, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You rock. Later.